Everyone knows the basic undead fighting gear you need when the zombie apocalypse finally comes, right? A head chopping blade, and a flashlight with the green mode.
Wait, a flashlight with the green mode?
Yep. Unless you're an idiot or only watch Katherine Heigl movies, or both, you should know that zombies can't see green light. Fortunately, a flashlight manufacturer named Rayus makes a tri-color line of flashlights called the A10 series to help you out when the swarms of undead are knocking at your door. Sorry, I meant to say knocking down your door because I don't think zombies abide by social norms. The A10 is available in 4 colors like the green, blue, white version reviewed here, or the red, blue, white, red, green, blue, or white, green, red version. So it pleases fans of Christmas, those who want to go to jail for felony impersonation of a police officer, patriots, or people who are of the opinion white is not a frickin' color. Versed with superior flashlight making skills, Reyes has constructed this compact tricolor flashlight out of an aircraft grade aluminum, which despite the name I wouldn't recommend jumping out of a window with. Up front you get some toughened mineral glass and a polished metal reflector. And in case you're interested in what LEDs the light uses, here they are on the screen. And if you're not interested, just close your eyes. The light has a dual switch design where the rear switch operates the on-off function and the side switch changes between modes and LEDs. Inside the box you get the light with the clip, a manual, a spare O-ring, a zombie strangling lanyard, because that's all they're good for, right? A spare tail, cap cover, and a flashlight holster, which will make those sorts of people happy who like to wear everything they own on their belt. And at either end of the battery tube, there's a spring so the light will stay lit, even if you drop it, Butterfingers. So you're probably wondering, how does this light work? Aren't flashlights like super complicated? Well, not usually. Not like Oil Futures or why Ryan Reynolds keeps getting offered superhero roles. Don't feel overwhelmed, it's pretty easy. First put in a 18650 sized lithium ion battery. Protected or unprotected cells work, although I recommend protected cells, even though I have no doubt you're a badass. Then press the tail switch. The tail switch does not change modes, it's only a power switch. Which is cool if you need to use Morse code to spell out bad words to other members of your zombie killing squad before accidentally getting them all killed because you have a juvenile sense of humor. Okay, now that it's on, let's change modes. Just a quick press of the button gives you the 4 brightness modes for each LED, going from low to mid to high and turbo, and then back again. Cool. Now to get to the other LEDs, just give it a longer press. So now you change LEDs. So short presses change modes, and slightly longer presses change LEDs. So what about the 4 popular blinking modes? Press and hold the switch for about 2 seconds, which is slightly longer than it takes to change between LEDs, and that gets you into the 4 strobe mode grouping. Wow. To change between the 4 modes, a quick press will work. First is Seizure Strobe Mode White. Then for variety, we have Seizure Strobe Mode Green, if your light has a green LED. And then SOS. Oh, and then there's the 2-color alternate strobe. You will be locked into the strobe grouping unless you hold the button to get back into regular operation or just turn the light off. The light has mode memory and will remember the last mode you used in each LED, even if you remove the battery, turn it off, or drink a beer before noon. It will not remember the strobe modes, though, or even the last one you used, which is fine with everyone except those weird people who buy lights only for strobe modes. Okay, so how bright is each mode for each LED? I'm glad you asked because I'll set my video camera to manual and show you how bright each mode is relative to one another. The following ratings are manufacturer specs. Low is 6 lumens for 270 hours. Mid is 128 lumens for 13.3 hours. High is 402 lumens for 4 hours. White on turbo is 835 lumens for 2.5 hours. Then there's green. Low is 14 lumens for 280 hours. Mid is 40 lumens for 46 hours. High is 82 lumens for 14.3 hours. On turbo, we get 189 lumens for 6.3 hours. Now blue. Low is 1.5 lumens for 260 hours. Mid is 12 lumens for 42 hours. High is 30 lumens for 13.7 hours. Turbo is 115 lumens for 4 hours. Next up, I tested a few of the runtimes using a time-lapse feature on my camera, and afterwards I do a video of paint drying. The clock in the frame shows the actual time of day. Wide on turbo tapers off gradually over about 2 hours and 30 minutes before kicking way down into a low mode and shutting off at roughly 10 hours and 20 minutes. Wide on high runs pretty steady for about 3 hours, then beginning to taper off for 30 minutes before going into a low mode for well over 12 hours. And then I eventually shut it off at 15 hours because it just kept going and going at a really, really low mode. Green on turbo gradually tapers off for about 4 hours and kicks into a low mode before ending at a little under 12.5 hours. Blue on turbo also tapers gradually for 4 hours and goes into a low mode and shuts off at about 10 hours and 20 minutes. Okay, now that the really interesting stuff is out of the way, let's go over some additional stuff. First, how about some comparative beam shots? Being that you have eyes and you can see, you'll notice the A10 isn't quite as bright as the others. It uses a smaller LED because it has to fit 3 emitters in the head of the light. The creepy shed test is just to give you a rough idea on what an XPL looks like versus an XML based light. Or you can just go with the real reason, which is I don't have any other XPL lights. All lights were set to the maximum output because that's how fairness works. Cool. Okay, so this is the 4th Rayus light I've reviewed, and like all the others, it's a pretty nice light and even complimented me on my new haircut. They're a fairly new company, so although their name isn't super familiar, they do pack their lights with a lot of high-tech features and user interfaces, just like other high-end light manufacturers. It's not the brightest light in this size of flashlight, but the color range gives it versatility, especially for fans of primary colors, or people who use red, green, and blue lights for real uses instead of jokes or zombie themes. It's waterproof and zombie-proof as far as I can tell, and even if there's no zombies where you live, you'll find it's helpful for everyday tasks, like flipping the breaker in your old house because you were making toast and playing Dead Rising at the same time. This light was provided for review by Rayus and Michigan-based Tech Tool Supply, who were able to laser engrave the nerdy berserk artwork I created on the side of the light. Visit techtoolsupply.com for more details and email them if you'd like any custom artwork or just regular old boring letters on the side of your light. Thanks for watching, and subscribe to my channel if you like my videos.